my guys. Okay, and girls. I know occasionally there are girls on the stream, but I know that's why I say ladies and slugfesters. I know, like 90 something percent of my subscribers are male, even my viewers. Anyway, Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Valter Walker. I feel like Kennedy Nzechukwu is a very talented fighter, but for some reason he feels chinny. You know, he hasn't felt that way at heavyweight, but maybe it's because of the level of competition. I mean, he fought the Chris Burnett and obviously finished him in the first round. For the Lucas Brzezinski, finished him in the first round. So since he moved to heavyweight, he's been doing really well. You know, light light heavyweight lost to Oven St. Preux via split decision. I don't know how to feel about that. Lost via TKO to Dustin Jacoby. Not sure how to feel about that. He beat what's his name? Devin Clark. Okay. He beat Ion Kudelaba. That's pretty decent. Um, let's see. I think he has a win over Carlos Ulberg. Am I tripping? Like, doesn't he have a win over Carlos Ulberg? Yeah, he actually beat Carlos Ulberg in 2021, which is honestly very impressive. It shows his grappling, I mean, and his striking abilities because I think Carlos Ulberg is pretty good. So it's quite impressive. Um, Elijah Youngboy, Valter winning by KO would be epic. I mean, there are people who actually see that happening. I think Shawshot McGee is actually going with Walter Walker, and I don't blame him. I just feel like losing to. Let me see. No, it's not. It's not the same person. Let me actually see. I mean, it feels like Walter Walker has improved since he moved. I think he moved to heavyweight, right? Okay, no, no. Yeah, no. Let me actually check his record. Oh yeah, no. He fought Lucas Bezesti. I think he debuted at heavyweight and lost to Lucas Bezeski. I mean, the same person that Kennedy Nzechukwu knocked out. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. Um, I mean, beating Junior Tafa. I've said even in my breakdown, I did say that I felt like Junior Tafa was undersized for heavyweight. I feel like he's going to do a little bit better at light heavyweight. I don't know how to feel about that win. And then he beat Dontel Mays. Granted, to his credit, Walter Walker finished Junior Tafa in the first round. He finished Dontel Mays in the first round. That's actually quite impressive. He actually submitted both of them. That's actually quite impressive. But even though I don't want to do MMA maths, I just feel like I need to calculate at this point. I mean, Walter Walker lost to Lucas Brzezinski. Kennedy Nzechukwu just knocked him out in his previous fight. You might argue that that wasn't prime Brzezinski, but when was Brzezinski at his prime though? Walter by rear naked choke. I mean, I could see that happening, but they have one common opponent, and Walter Walker lost to that common opponent. Um, and then let's go to the technical breakdown of this particular fight. Um, as far as reach, Kennedy Nzechukwu is going to have a massive reach advantage. He's going to have a okay, not massive, 4.5-inch reach advantage. I mean, it's pretty decent, not too massive though. Um, as far as finishing ability, I think Kennedy Nzechukwu has a higher finishing rate at the 79%, 78%, and Walter Walker has a 69% finishing rate. Not too bad, but I still feel like obviously the finisher here is going to be Kennedy Nzechukwu, even though Walter Walker has been finishing fights in his two previous fights. As far as striking, obviously Kennedy Nzechukwu is better. I was actually just mentioning how he has a win over Carlos Ulberg, which is quite impressive. Um, Kennedy Nzechukwu is going to be throwing significantly more than Walter Walker. Obviously, Kennedy Nzechukwu is going to be the more technical striker. When you combine the technicality, the reach, and the volume, I think it's going to give Kennedy Nzechukwu an advantage on the feet. On the ground, I mean, this is kind of like the classic grappler versus striker situation. On the ground, obviously, we know Walter Walker is going to have the advantage there, and which is where I know, and we all know, he's going to try to take the fight too. But Kennedy Nzechukwu has like a good takedown defense. I think Kennedy Nzechukwu has like an 81% finishing. I mean, takedown defense, which is honestly very good. So I'm going to trust in Kennedy Nzechukwu's ability to actually avoid getting taken down, to actually get up even if taken down, and actually find a finish on the feet. You know, I can see Kennedy Nzechukwu actually finishing Valter Walker. Although I will say Valter Walker has been looking very improved. I think this fight should be higher on the card because I feel like it's going to produce a future contender, a title contender. Because if Walter Walker can find a way to beat Kennedy Nzechukwu, I think he's going to have a lot of success at the top of the heavyweight division. Similarly, if Kennedy Nzechukwu can avoid being out wrestled by Walter Walker, I think he's going to have a lot of success at the top of the division. So, and I think that's what the UFC is basically trying to do. They're just trying to see who is the next prospect, basically, for the heavyweight division. I think this is going to produce like a future contender. Um, so I think the importance of this fight, it should be on the main card, in my opinion, instead of Junior Tafa versus Tuko Tokos. I think Walter Walker versus Kennedy Nzechukwu should be on the main card because I generally feel like one of these two people is going to be title contenders at some point. That's how I feel, to be honest. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I just feel like Kennedy Nzechukwu is going to be able to defend takedowns. He's going to outclass him on the feet and find the finish. Elijah Youngboy, Elijah Youngblood, my bad. We'll see, but I think he will in fact take him down multiple times. He's more used to putting down the big guys. Also training with the Russians. That's actually a good point. Um, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. That's why I'm like, this is going to be a very interesting fight. Um, I'm still going with Kennedy Nzechukwu. I'm going to trust his takedown defense. I'm going to trust his striking. I'm going to trust his reach. I think I don't know, man, but I generally could see Walter Walker winning. I'm not going to say I'm too confident in Kennedy Nzechukwu, obviously, because even though he has good takedown defense, you make a good point. Walter Walker has been looking like he's actually taking his career a little bit more seriously. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. Thank you guys for joining me once again. If you don't know, I do watch alongs. I would appreciate any of you joining me live for those watch alongs. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I have three more fights to break down. So probably tomorrow I'm going to be breaking down two fights, and then the last one I'll do on Friday. And then I'll see you guys on the watch along. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me not go too far ahead. I love and appreciate all of you. Until next time. Deuces. For those who just joined me, go to the live section to watch my other predictions. Um, until then, deuces. Sharp.